Hi guys, DevilHunterXYZ, and we are doing some extra things with Carpe Diem Reboot. Yeah, so in the last session, we actually did finish up the game, which, with the ending that I just got, I was just really surprised at what events just transpired there. I mean, it was kind of almost like a WTF moment for me, and I don't know, it's just, it was all over the place. It was like an emotional roller coaster for me. I mean, I kind of felt sad, confused, disappointed, maybe a little bit angry about it. I don't know. It was just all over the place for me. I mean, yeah, I didn't want a typical cliche ending, because then that would just be, pretty boring. But at the same time, the ending they gave me, while it was more original, it still kind of left me with a lot of unanswered questions. And, I mean, who knows? I kind of have a feeling it will be a good setup for maybe a future game in the series, because I still believe there's going to be another game to this, maybe in a few years from now. Yeah, I mean, considering that is the true ending, which I think it is the canon ending, which kind of leads me to the point that I did a little bit of research and found out there is another ending to this game, considered the good ending. But I think it's non-canon, so I don't think it really matters too much in the long run. But I still would like to get my hands on that ending to hopefully end this on a more positive note. Yeah, so that's basically what I'm going to be doing, trying to go through and getting the good ending. Although it will require me to go through the game a second time. But I'm not going to be doing a complete playthrough of it again, because it would just be doing a complete repeat and just be kind of stale. So what I'm really just going to be doing is at key points where I have to make choices, I guess that's where I'm going to go from there and do recordings, and I guess more or less kind of compile all the recordings together into somewhat of a guide, if you want to call it that. But in the end, I just want to get the other ending and maybe more or less discuss maybe the opinions of the endings at the end of this all. So I guess for the time being, I'm going to start this up, and I'll catch you guys later. Okay, so here we are at the first choice in the game itself. Yeah, so I mean, after waking up, I guess, I don't know if you want to call it day one or whatever, after waking up, after taking a shower, you get to your computer. And at this point, you're just waiting for time until boots up on the computer. So at this point, you have the option to check email, check money. From what I've read, I don't think it really matters which option you chose, but since I already did the check email the first time around, let's just check money. Not that I really care, but let's see how much money I has made so far. I checked my bank account. What was it? 266,707,511.68 yen. I have enough, I guess. I stopped caring about money since IE has become one of my least concerns. Words like cheap or expensive have been long gone from my vocabulary. All I know is that I have enough to survive a lifetime, and that's all that matters.
What are you doing?
Whoa, you scared me. Don't just go pop out of nowhere.
Where else am I supposed to pop out of?
Okay, so I mean it was just a simple choice, just checking your money instead of checking your regular emails. That's fine. Although at least that kind of makes me wonder. I always kind of wonder how is in the world that Young is even able to survive, considering he hardly ever works. I mean, yeah, granted, I was the one who did most of the work for him. And I guess he does make a lot of money. I mean, I don't know how much, conversion-wise, I don't know how much that would be in US dollars, but I'm kind of guessing that still would be a pretty good amount. Okay, so here we are at the university. So this is after meeting up with Yume, visiting her university, who's gone for the time being to meet up with her professor or whatever. And of course, this is after meeting up with Uokasu, and pretty much at this point, Young kind of gave his backstory as he was part of the Konya Shinte group, and how he supported Lily, but not her brother Adam, and in the end he had to kill Adam. Which, I mean, that in itself is kind of more of another discussion for another time, but... So here we are at the point of I asking Hyung if we can give her more of, I guess more of information, more of our past, you know, share more with Ai. And I think for this to work, you have to say yes, but just for the sake, I just want to see what happens when you say no. On a second thought, I'm actually not sorry at all.
Oh, come on! Tell me!
Nope. So what happened to making friends with filling up your contact list? Oh, so that's it? Okay.
I think I'm gonna save that for later. I still need to mentally prepare for when Yume gets here.
Okay, yeah, so it's not much. Yeah, it's not much, it's just there. But I think you have to say yes for it to work. Okay, so here we are at the arcade, finding out that Yume and I are having a somewhat of an interesting time there and meeting up with Crump for the first time. So at this point we have Yume who's about to go to university, and then Young has a choice of whether to go with Yume or to stay here at the arcade. So in this case, I'm going to stay at the arcade. Nah, I don't feel comfortable leaving Ai alone in a place like this. Okay, we'll see you later then.
Yep.
Yume walks out of the arcade, and I'm left with Ai again.
Did Yume leave?
Did you not hear her goodbye just now?
No! Aw, man, I miss her!
It's been 7 seconds.
Where's 7 seconds of my life? Young, play with me!
No, I'm good. You can continue talking to your friends. I will continue trying not to suffocate.
No! I demand attention! We're finally somewhere fun together. Live in the moment, dude!
Okay, fine. But don't cry when I do better than you. She drags me from one machine to another, giving me a tour, like description of each, about how she played with Yume and all. She challenges me every time, and I win more often than not. I'm surprisingly doing better even on the ones that require physical skills. She won't stop until she wins at least one round against me, but I'm so into it to give away victory easily. By the time Yume comes back, we have played on almost every machine in this arcade.
Hey, I'm back.
Yume!
Hi.
Young. The two give me a quick, you ruined the moment stare.
Let's head out now.
Yeah, good idea.
Young.
Oh, before we go, can we play that shooting game again?
Okay, that was just weird.
I'm pretty good at it now. I think I figured out the ultimate strategy.
Well, okay, so I guess that's good for now. Okay, so here we are at the beach, and remember this is the part where I and Crump decided to go swimming while Yume and Hyung are at they're just at the beach just sitting around. Anyway, we're at the part where I goes missing for a little bit and everyone decides to try to find her, so in this case what we need to do is actually split up. Let's split up. We can cover more ground that way.
Good idea. I'll head this way.
I take off in the opposite direction of Yume. The way I'm headed is only slightly different from Crump's path, but there are only so many directions you can go in. And I doubt Ai is in the middle of the ocean, though I wouldn't put it past her. After searching for a few minutes, I find her playing with something in the sand and jog up to her. Ai, what are you doing over here?
Young, look at this!
She points to a hermit crab crawling around the hole she dug. Its bright orange shell probably caught her attention. Are you crazy? We've been looking everywhere for you. You can't just run off like that whenever you want. What if you get lost?
Hey, chill. I'm not going to get lost. More importantly, can I take this little guy home?
Absolutely not.
What? Why not?
It's a better question, why do you want to?
He's cute. I promise I'll take care of him.
That's not the problem. Taking care of hermit crabs isn't as easy as you think. You have to get them food and a sponge, and, you know, maybe it really isn't all that bad. Either way, that thing has a life of its own. Leave it where it belongs. She goes quiet and stares at the hermit crab. Maybe I was a little too hard on her.
Where it belongs, huh?
I let out a sigh. I hope she isn't getting all depressed on me again. Listen, you can play with this. You can play with it as long as you want while we're here, but you can't take it home. He'll be happier in the sand anyway. I smiles at me before turning back to the hermit crab and rubbing its shell with her index finger. I take a seat beside her and watch her play. Her movements are gentle, compassionate. Like, if she moves too quickly, the crab will get scared and run away. She makes him a fort out of sand and seashells. As soon as the sun begins to set, the crab buries back into the sand and Ai says her goodbyes. She stands up and at the moment he disappears from her sight.
I guess we should go meet up with the others now, huh?
We walk back to our meeting spot. Crump shows up at the same time as us. I'm surprised we never bumped into him. Yumi is busy talking to another group of people, presumably her friends.
Hey, you found her!
She was playing with the hermit crabs.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You scared the hell out of me, kid. Never do that again. I'd feel terrible if anything happened to you.
Don't worry, Crump. It would be my fault, not yours.
Even still, we may not know each other very well, but I'm the one who invited y'all here. I'd have no choice but to blame myself if anything bad happened.
I'm sorry for making you worry, Crump.
I'm just glad you're alright.
Once again, Crump is surprisingly compassionate underneath that tough exterior.
Anyway, my friends want to hang out for a bit before we head home, so I'll let you two do your own thing for now. I'll have my phone with me in case you guys need to reach me.
Oh, that reminds me. I wanted to meet up with a few old friends at some point today, so I'm gonna head off myself. Text me when y'all want to head home. I'll be around.
Oh, right. I think that's good. Yeah, I think we're past that point already. Well, here is the moment after going through all these choices. So at this point, we had Yume and I escaped out of Young's house or apartment, and just waiting for the arrival of Seiji to just wondering if he's gonna come in and steal Ai away. So we're here just waiting in the apartment. I'm not sure how much is there really similar. Now I just need to wait for Seiji. I figure the chances of him calling or showing up are about the same. I doubt it would do much, but I turn off all the lights and sit on the bed. I need to come up with a plan for when he gets here. I go over everything I can possibly say to him again and again in my head, each option cleverly laid out depending on what he says or does. It's only noon, but I've decided the blinds I closed the blinds tight enough so that no sunlight is able to leak into the room. The only light present in the house is that of the computer monitor. Everything is silent. It reminds me of when I first moved in, when it was just me, my bed, and my computer. It seems so long ago now. We're running out of time. What else is there to do? What else is there to go? At this point, I can't think of anything. Just keeping myself composed has proven to be challenging enough, but this isn't even fair. Seiji is powerful enough to search every corner of the damn world if he wants to. If we go into hiding, who is going to prevent him from doing exactly that? What if we tell everyone about Ai so that Seiji can't steal her away from the public eye? No, that wouldn't work. In fact, he'd probably turn it against us and publicly label me as some sort of mad scientist or something. Plus, who knows how many other people would start coming after Ai if they found out about her. Publicizing this is out of the question. What else? I'm still struggling to think of anything. Are we out of options? I can't just give up now. There has to be something. Maybe there is something I can do. Seiji is the true threat here, not Ai. If I could find a way to get rid of him, maybe we could keep this entire project under wraps. Even if it's just for a little longer, it's something I need to follow through with. I have no idea how I'm going to do this, but knowing Seiji hasn't opened up to anyone else about this project means that no one probably knows what he's doing right now. He's probably just gone off the grid for the time being while he looks for Ai. If worst comes to worst, I've gotten my hands dirty before. I can do it again, as long as this is to save Ai. Wait, meaning what? That he might kill Seiji? You know, it seems like him killing people is kind of more of an easier task than... I don't know. I mean, I gotta think he's probably killed more than just Adam. I'm just saying. I decided long ago, probably longer than I've even recalled, that I would never let anyone else come between us. Not Seiji, not anyone. She is my greatest achievement. I closed my eyes and tried to concentrate on the task at hand. This is it, huh? Our last stand. I have to do this the moment he gets here. Even a second of hesitation could tip him off and ruin everything. I'm sorry, Seiji. I know you aren't a bad person, but I told you I would never let you take her. And that is one promise I do not intend to break. I open my eyes the second my phone rings. I guess I dozed off while lying in wait. I glanced down at my phone to find Seiji's name on the caller ID. This is it. This is the call that's going to decide my future. After taking a deep breath, I pick up the phone. What do you want, Seiji?
Well, you certainly sound more rational than when we last spoke.
Were you trying to scare me or something? I thought you were coming for us.
Oh, I am. Don't worry about that. It's all just a matter of time.
Well, so far it seems nothing more than just empty threats, really. Until what?
Until she comes begging to me, of course. You know, after she learns that you're in danger. So how about we spare that part and you just give her to me? How does that sound?
Sounds like you're running out of options.
Oh no, I'm just getting started.
He hangs up. Well, that went better than expected. That phone call alone confirmed 3 things. First, Seiji doesn't know about Yume at all. If he did, he would have mentioned her by now. Second, he won't be coming today. If he was actually going to, he would have shown up by now. That call was just to keep me in check. And finally, he underestimates me. Seiji thinks that I'm in the palm of his hand. Little does he know I have a plan of my own. And it's time to set that plan into action. I walked to the table while I had laid out Ai's cell phone earlier and placed mine directly next to it. Without thinking twice, I grabbed a hammer out of the utility drawer and smashed both phones into pieces, making sure that even the SIM cards don't make it out of one piece. Immediately after, I walk over to the computer, disassembled it, and break every single part individually. I even break the monitor into pieces afterwards. I probably didn't need to break half of these things, but I figure I might as well since I'm already in destruction mode. After every last piece of technology is destroyed, I grab an industrial-strength garbage bag from underneath the sink and toss everything inside. After double-checking, I make sure it's all gone. I throw I throw on my jacket and head outside with the bag over my shoulder. That should do it. I even had time to clean the place up a bit. Luckily for me, the streets are dead tonight. There isn't a single passerby in sight to witness a character as suspicious as me draped in black and toting around an overstuffed garbage bag. Without looking back, I head towards the bakery, trying to stick to the right side of the street to avoid the lights just in case someone happens to pass by. When I finally arrive, I walk right in. It's dark, but the bakery should still be open right now. After hearing the door open, Yume pops out from behind the counter. She looks scared.
Young! Thank goodness. Did you see Ai on the way over?
On the way over? Wasn't she supposed to be with you?
She just left to go look for you. She left a note about taking the back alleys home. That she was worried about you. Young, I'm so sorry.
It's fine, Yume. I'm sure she'll come back when she realizes no one's home.
But what if Seiji...
I don't think he's coming tonight.
What? What happened?
He called again to remind me that he was going to take Ai from me. The thing is, he wouldn't have called again if he was actually going to go through with it today. It's like he wants me to get away or something.
But what if he sends someone else?
I think this is a job he would want to handle personally. I doubt he'll send anyone on the retrieval mission for an android that apparently no one but us four know about.
Well, if you say so.
Anyway, I'm only here to talk to you, Yume.
Me?
Yes, but no one else can be listening.
Don't worry, my parents are already asleep upstairs. What's going on?
I drop the garbage bag on the floor and sit at our usual table. Yume follows suit. So, I want you to keep doing this.
Sitting?
No, I want you to continue taking care of Ai. And I want you to take her with you.
Wait, take her where?
To wherever you're going next week.
What? Are you insane?
Huh. Just hear me out. It's not like she's going to rely on you or anything. She has money for anything she needs. Plane tickets, rent, food, you name it. The point is, I just wanted you to be there for her. Apart from me, you're all she has. And the fact is...
You realize how crazy this sounds, right? I don't care about money or plane tickets or whatever. You can't just spring something like this on me all of a sudden.
True. I mean, that just kind of seems a little out of character. I know it's crazy, but it's our only option. She'll be safer with you than she will be with me.
Okay, I get that. But what about you?
Don't worry about me. The door swings open to the image of Ai trying to catch her breath.
Young, you gave me a heart attack. Why weren't you at home?
To be fair, you weren't supposed to come back there.
What are you talking about? Here I am getting all worked up and...
Ai, come here. There's something we need to talk about. She staggers over to the table, still catching her breath, and sits next to me. I want you to go with Yume when she leaves the country.
Yume is leaving the country?
Well, surprise? I guess we should have told her that sooner, but... Oh,
I still haven't told you.
Oops. Right, well, what do you say?
Okay. I guess that's fine.
Really? This is going to be easy. This is going to be that easy?
I don't know. I mean, if you think that we all need to go to another country to hide, I don't mind. I trust you.
No, you're not understanding me. I'm not going.
What? Why? Why aren't you coming?
It's Seiji. He has eyes on me, and no matter where I go, he'll be able to find me. That's just the kind of relationship that he and I have, but Seiji doesn't know about Yume. He thinks you're completely dependent on me, and he's going to use me to lure you out. That's why you need to go with Yume. You'll never be safe as long as we're together.
But what about you? What are you going to do?
Don't worry about me. I'm sure we'll see each other again someday.
But what if he catches you?
well, then he catches me.
But that's suicide! I'm not leaving! I want to stay with you!
Listen, this isn't a choice, it's... She stands up in the middle of my sentence.
No! Stop it! Why should you have to sacrifice yourself to save me? How is that fair? It's me that he wants, not you!
Listen, it isn't just you that he wants. No, he needs both of us. He thinks every last bit of information pertaining to this project belongs to him, and if he catches me, the worst he can do is interrogate me, but I won't bite. He won't get an ounce of information out of me as long as I live. If he catches you, it's game over for both of us. That's why you need to leave. Her mouth opens, but no words escape. She desperately wants to come up with a counter-argument, but she knows I'm right. I'm not being a sacrifice. I'm just trying to fix the mistakes I made. Please, do this for me.
But what if I don't see you again?
This is no different from your first sleepover. You're still going away with Yume, but this time it's just for a little while longer. I'm sorry, but I kept my promise of following you here, didn't I? If I'm promising you right here, right now, that we'll see each other again someday, you have to trust me, okay? Once you're out of this country, you're free, and I'll come meet you as soon as I can. She finally sits back down. You're okay with this as well, right, Yume?
Well, I mean, if that's what you think is best. Yes, I'm okay with it.
Good. Thank you. It might be a little while before we can talk again, but I'll figure something out.
Wait, but what about all your things? Won't you need clothes and stuff?
I think you're forgetting that I have enough money to last 5 lifetimes. Anyway, it's getting late. I should probably get going. Thank you again, and I'm sorry. I pick the bag up and throw it over my shoulder.
Young,
She calls my name as soon as I start to move.
take care.
I smile at her and turn around. As soon as I reach the door, I stop myself. Part of me doesn't want to leave. Part of me wants to stay right here for the rest of my life. But I know I can't. I know that can't happen. Instead, I leave a few last words before my journey with her comes to an end. There's a whole new world out there for you, a new life, a new home, new experiences. You're going to meet new people, better people, and along with them, maybe even some new enemies. By the time we meet again, you'll have so many new things to share, and I will listen to all of them. All of your new stories, your new discoveries, new jokes, new rants. I look forward to it. I start remembering all the times we have together and begin to break down. Even though it's been such a short time that she's had her body, so much has happened. And so much has yet to happen. I'm trying my hardest to hold back the tears, but it isn't working. I'm not brave enough to look back at Ai to see if she's crying, but I'm sure she is. I can hear her frantic sobbing from what feels like miles away. You're human now, Ai. I move my trembling hand away from my eyes and wrap it around the doorknob, pushing it open as I leave everything behind. I exit the building with nothing more than a garbage bag full of broken computer parts to my name. Every last shred of evidence pertaining to Ai will soon be gone. And she'll finally be able to live the life she's always wanted. She will be free. Like I say, so far it's a different ending from before. Oh, okay. Oh, well, yeah, that is a different ending. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this was considered the good ending, right? So, I mean, for the most part, well, it's not as happy as I was hoping it to be. You know, I mean, again, not the stock cliche happily ever after type of ending, but at least it's more, in a way, I guess it's a little bit more kind of happy-ish. You know, I mean, Ai gets to live out her life, Young disappears and possibly manages to... I mean, he might possibly show up again in the future, who knows? Maybe after trying to outrun and out-hide Seiji. But, yeah, I mean, I guess they still remain good friends. So, I mean, if you want a... I guess if you're looking for more of a slightly touching, happy-ish type ending, I guess you can go for this one, but... I don't know, I mean... It's not that bad. I mean, it's kind of more conclusive compared to what we had before. I'll just say that. And, well, I mean, too bad this is the non-canon ending. That's all I can say. I mean, I think I really would have liked this ending a little bit better. But, I mean, that's just my opinion on that. Let's see, is there any more? I love you, Ai. I always have. You're my greatest achievement, my pride. I would do anything for you. I just wish we could have been together longer. I arrive at Reaper's Peak with the garbage bag still slumped over my shoulder. This place always did calm me down. My hands no longer shaking, summoned the last bit of strength I had, and tossed the bag off of the cliff into the ocean below. That's it, huh? There's no more evidence. There's not a single scrap of Ai's past left to be uncovered. And there's nothing left to connect her to Seiji. Nothing but me. Oh, no, he's not gonna do what I think he's gonna do. Before I know it, I'm smiling, staring out at the dark, starry sky. I wonder how much it would hurt to fall from here. Oh, God. Well, okay, they didn't actually say it. Huh. Okay, granted, they didn't actually say it, but I think it was clearly obvious that he was planning on committing suicide. Well, I guess really comparing it to the other ending, I guess this is just slightly better, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's left for interpretation on that, whether or not he actually did go through with it, but I mean, it's a possibility he may have committed suicide. I mean, if he's trying to get rid of all the evidence of Ai's existence and who she really is, I mean, obviously, yes, he would have to get rid of himself in a way, but I mean, that would just be kind of sad if that was the case. Okay, I guess really no matter which ending you're choosing, it's sad in either situation. But I guess if you want something that's more conclusive, I guess go with the good ending. But like I said, that was the non-canon ending. The true ending, the one where he pretty much has no choice but to kind of get rid of Ai, and in a way he was pretty much kind of falling in love with Yume. And you know, that true ending though, it has to be the canon one, which I still believe it is going to lead into another game in the series. That's kind of what I like to believe anyway. I mean, considering the fact that, you know, they left a lot of things unanswered. I know I said it in the last video, but they did leave a lot of things unanswered. I mean, like what, for instance, like whatever happened to all the friends that we met up along the way. Now, what about what about Ugokasu? What about Crump? What about what was that guy's name? Kenji, whatever it was. Then you also have you know, the relationship with Yume. If we're going with the whole true ending, yeah, she obviously is upset with me. She's upset with Young for almost kind of abandoning Ai. So we kind of, yeah, we kind of almost like broken up as friends. So I don't know how that would play out. So I don't know if we ever try to get her to become friends again. And then, of course, we don't know anything about the organization that Hyung was in, the Kanya Shenti. You know, if we have any more information about that, if we ever meet up with Lily, if we ever talk about the whole past and whatever happened to Adam. And then also, do we ever meet up with Seiji and discuss, you know, the existence of Ai? And then, speaking of which, since Hyung had to inevitably kill off Ai, and you know he threw her into the ocean, I mean, what does the relationship mean between Ai and Hyung? I mean, does that mean that Ai is now like upset at us, angry at us to the point where she literally wants to kill us? I mean, even in the end, thinking about it, she did say that she did call herself a robot in the end. Yeah, kind of strange thinking about it, because she always considered herself human. She wanted to be considered human, but in that last sentence when she was in the ocean, she proclaimed herself as a robot. I think she just finally accepted the fact that no matter how hard she tried, she was never going to be human. That she was just nothing more than just a robot. So, I mean, that ending, though, the true ending, I mean, it left a lot of unanswered questions, you know, setting up a good cliffhanger. And, you know, I really am hoping that they would continue with this, and continue with the story, and add another chapter to this. So, I mean, the endings you get out of here are not exactly what you find as happy, but I mean, it's something completely different. And, you know, overall, the story, I do like it. I like the whole anime-esque style of the appearance of this game. I think really the only other complaint I really have is the fact that occasionally you kind of get some like typos and, you know, grammar mistakes here and there. Not really enough to the point where it kind of throws it off in terms of reading, but you know, it kind of breaks the flow a little bit at times trying to understand it. But you know, I mean, not too bad considering it was a pretty cheaply game to develop anyway. But overall, I still think Carpe Diem Reboot is a pretty interesting game, and I would recommend trying it out. I mean, not really too much into gaming elements, but if you want an interesting story to read, and you know, by all means. Alright guys, this is DevilHunterXYZ, and until next time.